The question now is, how do we even begin to curtail our borrowing limit? The people who are supposed to legislate, do they even want this? Because they are also beneficiaries of some of these loans. Every time loan is being sent to the house, it's like boom.
Express approval.
There was one recently, November, December, the $500 million that Tinubu sent to the house. And in the way these loans are passed without scrutiny, when a loan is being sent to the house, it should take a whole, 3 weeks, because you will debate every kobo.
This is Souq business landscape. Now, Nigeria and other developing nations, they are facing record debt squeeze. Serious one. World Bank is telling us that developing countries, including Nigeria, are experiencing a historic debt squeeze. And their total external liabilities rising to 8.9 trillion in 2024. Again, 8.9 trillion. Now, the World Bank has revealed that they revealed this in their 2025 internal debt report. The report showed that from 2022 to 2024, these nations paid 741 billion, again, 741 billion more in debt servicing than they received in new financing. Let that sink. Now, the largest shortfall in over 50 years. This growing gap is straining public financing and posing serious concerns for global creditors and investors. See where they're going to. While there was some easing in 2024, as interest rates peaked and bond markets reopened, the World Bank warned that the debt outlook for these economies remain precarious, urging proactive financial management and international cooperation. Now, see where their major interest in the borrowers, interest in who is giving the money. No, they are not even talking about how the countries that are wallowing in this debt are trying to cope. Olumide, this is where and what we find ourselves. Now we are in this debt trap. We can't deny it anymore. African countries are in this debt trap. Well over 740 billion spent in servicing debt. More than the internally generated and the financial flow that came in 50 years. African countries.
It's quite interesting. I was just checking. I wanted to be sure about it. Ghana just recently paid a Eurobond payment ahead of schedule, December 30. They paid about $709 million US, but that's just 1 out of 3 tranches. I think the whole of it is about $1.4 billion. So they paid the first tranche, which is about $109 million. And, and Ghana has, for a while been entrenched in a whole lot of debt and all that. At the point, we used to look at Ghana as the giants, not giants of Africa, but they were faring at a point in their economy. Now they also started with debt. Now, if you look at Nigeria's debt also, it's roughly 152.4 trillion naira. That's external and domestic debt. It's a whole lot. But experts will always say that countries borrow, that it's healthy for countries to borrow. I mean, if you look at what US is owing and other European countries, it's nothing compared to what Nigeria. We are playing.
Yeah. Now, while we say we are playing, their GDP is way ahead of ours. That is 1. 2. Their productivity level is way ahead of ours. That is 2. And their external reserve, theirs in its internal reserve, is nothing compared to what we have here.
And they can print their currency.
Well, they can't print without making money.
Yes.
Let's have that man out there. Now, for us here in Nigeria, for example, we are servicing debt with over 15 trillion from the budget this year.
And we discussed this last week when some governors, some state decided that they were going to, raise some money outside. We discussed it. Amin was here. Amin was even saying that, no, this is an indictment on the president Tinubu, that why should they allow this kind of thing to happen? Lagos was part of it. I think Lagos and some other state. Now, and we also know what happened last 2 years. Last 2 years, because it wasn't last year anymore. Last 2 years when President Tinubu had to go, but negotiate for the release of 2 of our presidential jets, which was seized as a result of a debt that was owed by a particular state. So the question now is, how do we even begin to curtail our borrowing limit? The people who are supposed to legislate, do they even want this? Because they are also beneficiaries of some of these loans. Every time loan is being sent to the house, it's like Boom.
Express approval.
Express. There was one recently, November, December, the $500 million that Tinubu sent to the House. And in the way these loans are passed without scrutiny, when a loan is being sent to the House, it should take a whole, 3 weeks, because you will debate every kobo. That is how it is going to be spent. Now, apart from that, I always say this: whatever loan you're collecting, tie it to a revenue project.
Okay, let's look at Africa in a whole now. Can we really look at the loans African countries have taken, and equate it directly to infrastructural development that is on ground now? Is it possible? Because Africa has taken well over loans in trillions. Now, this is the infrastructure that has come in the last 10, 20 years from the loans Africa has taken.
Well, for Nigeria, if you start with Nigeria, if you look at the Calabar Coastal Way, has it been completed? Well, not yet. Is it in motion? Yes. But how much? And of course, we know this project is going to run through, about for the next 3 years or thereabout before it gets to completion. So how far with it? Let's look at the rail also. A lot of money was borrowed for the blue rail, the red rail, and whatnot. How well has it been? Well, the red rail, the one that goes from Lagos to Ibadan and the rest of them, the one that goes from Lagos to Ibadan, it's a good one. But are we maximizing it? It only takes 2 trips. That's in the morning and in the afternoon. We can maximize it better than that. It should go more than that so that you can generate more revenue. Transportation is one of the ways you can actually raise revenue. So if you tie a loan to that kind of project, you are sure to get dividends. Look at the Kano, the rail was derailed. Now, when you want to set up a project, you not only cater for the project, you cater for the maintenance of that project. So whatever you are doing, make sure that maintenance is also there. Even though we do not have that maintenance culture, we need to also start developing that maintenance, because far too long. If you look at the Ibadan express, the Ibadan Lagos Ibadan Expressway, how long? Almost like 3 to 4 administrations came for that place to be complete. You cannot begin to even imagine how much was pumped into that. Look at that Jakarta still till now. Look at NNPC.
Oh, NNPC it's they're a business venture.
Before it became a business venture.
Yeah, before it became a business venture, they are still civil servants. So somebody should hold them accountable to things they do.
Exactly.
But now let's look at loans. There was a particular period during the Obasanjo administration that a lot of African countries were seeking loan forgiveness.
Yes.
And a lot of African countries got it.
Yes.
A lot of African countries got it. After that particular period, most African countries have also now encumbered and emboldened themselves with fresh loans, bigger than what was forgiven. Do you think we can all stand up and say, okay, good and fine, we have serviced this debt for far too long? For some African countries, we've even paid more than the principal that they even borrowed, and they are still not even done or scratched the loan. Can we now start asking, okay, let's revisit this agreement or seek loan forgiveness? Because this particular indebtedness is not allowing Africa to develop.
Seeking loan forgiveness is one thing, and sitting down and say, okay, let's stop collecting loans is another thing.
Let's stop collecting loans?
Yes.
Then where are the monies going to come to fund a lot of the infrastructure Africa needs?
Haven't you heard of your coat according to your cloth or whatever?
Okay. Cut your clothes according to... It's no longer your size.
When we say seeking loan forgiveness, who is going to seek that loan forgiveness? If the same person that is supposed to seek that loan forgiveness is the one that is still pushing for more loans.
But also remember that some of these Bretton Woods organizations are on their own also arranging some of these.
Yes, they're complicit. The World Bank is complicit in this because it's like loans are just, they want you to get that. They want to give out so many things. They are the ones who said we should devalue the Naira.